morning, tourists, or rather, Kapyan ka, Pano Dios, Chama Vacas. It actually means as hello, good morning, or rather, may God be with you. So, I will be your tour guide for today's destination here in Batanes. It is actually a happy place that will help you rejuvenate even the most seasoned travelers, and will actually serves as a refuge for tired city dwellers looking to take a break from the concrete jungle in the city. You can call me Jazz or Jazzy or Jazendi for short. So I would just like to ask, how was the sleep last night? Was it life changing? How was the breakfast? Was it delicious? Was it amazing? I see. Okay. I do understand that it's very great to hear coming from you guys that you enjoyed your sleep last night. So, yeah, thank you so much for asking. And I also felt kind of cold last night. Yeah, it's kind of chilly, but it is actually a great night too. And yes, I agree with you guys that the food here in Batanes is very fresh and very delicious. Thank you so much for asking me back. Going back, are you guys excited to explore and wander around today here in Batanes? Wherein you can see that this northern paradise is a throwback to the times where life was more natural and untouched. I see. Okay, that was very great to hear coming from you guys. So before we start our tour guiding, before we leave in the hotel, I wanted to let you guys familiarize rather with the places and give some brief safety precaution. Okay? So first, it is a must that we actually wear our face mask when we are actually in public for precaution purposes. Since you know that it's COVID right now, we just need to have a precaution. Second, always stay within the group for us to avoid loss while traveling. Third, always bring your necessary things if you think it is actually needed in today's destination. Lastly, bring the energy you had with you since we're going to ride a bicycle in order for us to arrive to our two destination for today. Well, the reason why I wanted us to take a bicycle while going to the destination is because I wanted you guys to experience and enjoy its scenery and to see the beauty here in Batanes. Since it's just very near and more convenient and friendly to the nature, we will give you a time to take a quick picture on our way to the church, which is our first destination. I understand that picture is a must. Well, since we are actually staying in Ivana, one of the places here in Batanes, I will guys take you guys a must-see and experience tourist destination here in Batanes. Wherein you should include to your bucket list if you're actually planning again to visit here in the Philippines with your friends, relatives, families, or you wanted to travel alone. Don't never forget to include Batanes to your bucket list. So first, we're going to explore the Ivana Church and the most famous Savage Art stone houses. Also, we'll be having our lunch on our way to the which is at the Pension Ivatan, wherein you guys will have a taste of their famous cuisine. Additionally, before I forgot, the weather today, as you can see, it is actually partly cloudy. It's a great way for us to explore and wander around the area. I understand. Okay, so while we're waiting for the stop to get the bicycle that we needed, I will give you a brief history of Ivana. Are you excited? The Ivana is very rich in history with heroism, bravery, and courage. Some of the also politicians of the Batanes come from the Batanes with the small places. the leader of the Batan, which is the guerrillas that dared to revolt against the well-armed Japanese, were led by a young man, mostly from the Ivana and Saptang. A story goes about a young lady who was actually tortured to death so cruelly by the Japanese soldiers who wanted to squill the names of the guerrillas, but despite the incredible pain and cruelty, she never revealed their names and died with her heroism. What can you say? Yeah. Yeah, she's very great and brave, that has the courage to endure the pain for herself. Okay, I hope it actually spices you up, guys, to explore the area. No worries, the local is very friendly and nice. So, what are you waiting for? And since the bike is actually ready, let's go. One of you should choose a bike you wanted to use for today, okay? And also time check, as I can see here, that is actually 9 in the morning. And we do have the same time at your clock. Okay, I see. It's very good that we do have the same time, okay? And I think all of us has chosen a perfect bike for us to use. Let us go to our first destination. Then, are you guys ready? Okay, perfect. Me as well, I'm very ready to explore this area. Then that's great to hear. Then let's get started. Okay, while we're in the road, we will be passing through the Mahato Tayad Lighthouse, one of the Batanes lighthouses. If you're actually curious why Batanes has a mini lighthouse, well, it is because they wanted to guide and give light to the seafarers that will be passing through the island. They are actually coming from the South China Sea and the northern part of the Luzon. Okay, it has preserved a postcard perfect scenery, friendly culture, and simple way of living due to its distance from the mainland Luzon and the rest of the country also. Then we're going to pass the rolling hills around the Mahatao Tayad Lighthouse, wherein you can see the vast greenery hills near the ocean. It actually gives me the vibe of Denmark and also Switzerland. As you can see, they are very similar with the greenery lands that is actually near and actually gives you a get that vibes. Yeah, you guys can take a picture. It's fine. I'll be giving you 15 minutes to do that. I'll be waiting here. Come back when you see the white flag. Okay, time's up. It's almost 15 minutes. We should move now since we're almost in the church. Okay, let's go. Please put the bicycle in the parking side and let's go and explore the church. Are you excited? Yeah. So San Jose de Ivana Church, also known as Ivana Church, it is a Roman Catholic church located in Ivana, Batanes, Philippines. It is actually dedicated to Saint Joseph under the jurisdiction of Prelature of Batanes. The church was actually declared a National Historical Landmark by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. It is actually in 2008. Because the church is nearly 250 years old with a foundation that dates back to 1795. You wouldn't guess? I understand. Also, by looking at it, you can actually guess it would be 250. So the church was meant to serve the Ivanas, Sabtangs, and the Uyugans. Sabtang settlers were forcibly resettled in Ivana but were later on allowed to return to their islands, decreasing recognition's number. Today, remains of the abandoned church, you can actually still see. It also has a serenity structure with rare wooden beams. The monastery part of the church building has an original circular monastery along with its stairways. Historically, Ivana was the first landing place of the missionaries and Spanish government official. When the Spanish government decided to annex the Batanes Island in 1783. The church tiles are intricate and beautiful and find an example of Spanish and Filipino craftsmen. So one of the most pageant legend here in Ivana is Nekchetu. If you're actually familiar with the movie Hachiko, it is actually familiar with it. It is actually a dog-shaped stone where the dog is actually waiting for his fisherman, which is his honor, waiting for the fisherman to come back, but rather the fisherman never come back. So the dog partly was actually still waiting, keep waiting for him to the usual place, waiting for him to come back, but the boat has never come back. So he waited in vain until the dog has died and his body turned into a rock that the people called right now as Nachito, or a formed dog. Okay, you guys, I will give you 30 minutes to explore the church as well as take a picture. But please, just a reminder that refrain yourself on touching unnecessary things in order for us to avoid damaging the church's property. Again, if you actually see me raising this white flag, it means it's time's up. Okay? You can now go and enjoy. Okay, thumbs up. Are you guys ready? I know that you're actually already starving since it's 11. No worries. I will take you guys to the famous restaurant here in Batanes wherein you can have a taste of their delicious cuisine. Also on our way on the restaurant, we will be passing through the famous Honesty Cafe. We could also stop by so that you can see and check to yourself. Sure, it's my pleasure to take you guys there. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go! So, guys, we just arrived at the Honesty Cafe. It is what it was named as it is because, as you can see, no one was inside. Instead, you can see a goods, basic essentials, souvenirs, drinks, and etc. The prices of the goods and souvenirs are actually written on the item. It's a self-service store where you can see, you can take what you needed, eat to your heart's content, clean up, and leave. And then you can leave your payment in the box, but be sure to have the change because there is no one mending the store and no one is going to give you the change if you don't have the exact amount. Yeah. Well, I'll give you 15 minutes to check if there is something you wanted to buy. I will be waiting still here outside. Okay. Okay, did you guys enjoy in checking out the Honesty Cafe? That's very pleasing to hear coming from you guys that you had what you actually wanted to check. So I know you're very much hungry right now, so let's just go and proceed at the restaurant. So exactly, we just arrived. We're going to arrive there exactly by 12. So basically, we're going there and the lunch is ready at the Pension Ivatan, wherein you can try their fresh and very delicious cuisine. Actually, so going back, since everyone is done and rested well enough, let's go and finish the tour and visiting the very famous Savage stone houses. Are you guys excited? Okay, let's go. So stone houses from the restaurant, you can get you can arrive at this Savage coastal village taming with a traditional kugun roofed stone houses. Actually, Savageon village's long list for history started with the locals moving from one place to another due to the food shortage until they find out about the ditadit plant, which are edible green vines. There were even practices where a dying person are placed over the ditadit and the locals would eat the plant after they remove the dead person. And the spot where they practices such was locally known as Badachin, which was eventually named as Savedam today. The Ivatans actually maintains these houses, the indigenous people inhabiting the island. The villages, together with the Chavayan, remains untouched, with where locals still live traditionally. As you can see, the structure of the house in Savage villages are considered as a Senadupan type, one of the traditional houses in Batanes. Actually, these houses are built decades ago or even a century without using any cement. It actually means note that Batanes was frequented by typhoons, yet their buildings can withstand with this kind of weather. They actually have so the villagers have their own method of building their houses. They are very indigenous to have or to use. They actually use lime as their adhesive. They just have to cook the lime at their lime kiln in an open area where the village. Actually, Ivathans have adopted their now famous stone houses made of coral, limestone, designed to protect against the hostile climate. It actually, each one of this kugun roofed has a specific day of replacement. The villagers would work together to finish the roofing, which is called kapayatin, and the retouching, which is called mayovyong. This actually a roof replacement process is an excellent example of bayanihan in the village. In Ivadana, tradition to help each other to achieve a common goal. All labor is free and everybody is doing the job as well as bayanihan. Well, in fact, the Savage stone houses is one of the candidate for inspection rather, in UNESCO World Heritage List. And I hope the locals keep their village and the way of life that they had as it is. One could also purchases the traditional vakul headgear worn by Ivatan women to shield them from the elements. He actually believes that if they do wear that kind of hat, it would actually protect them from the elements. Okay guys, I will give you 30 minutes to take a picture to your desired location here in Savejog. Just please a reminder again that don't go too far so that it would be more easy to call when everyone is actually done and when the time is up. Okay, take your time. Okay, time is up. 30 minutes is up. Gather everyone. So since everyone is here, let us go back to the hotel for you to have a rest. But before we leave, I just wanted to ask you guys if you enjoyed the tour for today. I see. That's very great to hear. Okay. Thank you so much for that feedback. It's my pleasure to guide you in your tour. No worries. I had a lot also of chances for tomorrow for us to explore the destination here in Ivatan and also in Batanes. Oops, before I forgot. By the way, I will give you a souvenir as a memory that we had a enjoy and memorable trip on today's tour. And I will give it to you once we arrive at the hotel. And I also hope that I will see you guys again next time around here in Batanes, because there is so much to explore here in Batanes. And a minute from now, we will be arriving in the hotel. Take a very good rest, take a very relaxing dinner in the hotel's terrace, so that by tomorrow you will have the energy again to travel and tour around and roam around again to the Batanes famous tourist destination. So I'm very also pleased and very excited to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to show you around in the area. No worries, we will give you more time to explore for the Batanes by tomorrow. See you around next time.